Hey everyone, this is Rick Catalano, and here is your transformation tip for today. I gotta be honest with you folks, I've really struggled in how to discuss this pain point. Should I try to encompass everything into one webisode or break it out into three different webisodes? Well, after careful consideration, I decided to break it into three webisodes because what I have to say right now is just too important to try to cram into one 3 or 4 minute segment. So today we're going to discuss a very common problem with digital transformation efforts, and that is stakeholder engagement. You could build the best digital solution on the planet, but if you don't have the hearts and minds of your leadership and the people who will be engaged with your solution on a daily basis, your chances of a successful outcome over the long term are not really good. As part of this trilogy, we are going to address three major failure points around stakeholder engagement during a digital transformation implementation. The first failure point is the failure to properly engage your executive stakeholders to champion the cause of your digital transformation from their circles of influence. The second is the failure to develop grassroots campaigns geared towards the resources that will be most impacted by your digital transformation by getting them excited about the things to come, being able to articulate what's in it for them, and winning their hearts and minds in the process. The two of these failure points go hand in hand because there are efforts that both groups need to do individually, but at the same time, this causes a third failure point. And that failure point is what I call a top-down, bottoms-up engagement that needs to take place between these two groups in order to truly be successful during the implementation of your digital transformation and well into the harvesting portion that is getting all that value out that you want to get out of your business case. So let's bring our attention today to the first failure point, and that is your executive leadership. Your key executive leadership needs to be engaged in your digital transformation. Now, I'm not talking about lip service here. I'm talking about true engagement and passionate support for the efforts that are going into your initiative. This starts with your executive sponsor. Your executive sponsor should have a pretty solid sphere of influence around the rest of the executive leadership within your organization. They need to be able to articulate how your digital transformation initiative aligns with the strategic goals and objectives set forth by your CEO and how their influence can accelerate the adoption of this new digital product. Now, a good way to get this executive engagement throughout your organization is through your benefits realization case. As you drill down from the overall corporate strategy and objectives, you'll get into what I refer to as the meat and potatoes, the dollarized value that your initiative is intending to spawn. As you define that dollarized value, you are going to assign that value to members of your executive leadership, who will then be on the hook to deliver that value once your product is done. They will become, in essence, your benefit owners for that chunk of value. Now you have their attention because they are now on the line to deliver that value, and now your digital transformation initiative has become very important to them personally. Once you have your executives engaged, you have to prepare them on how to become executive change agents. This is where your organization transformation team comes into play. You need resources who know how to prepare your executives for the change that is about to come and how to properly communicate with and influence their constituents and get those people excited about the road ahead. So this is technically a top-down change. Don't think of this as a God to Moses type of event. We're talking about real engagement here with your constituents with a series of engagement points to describe why this initiative is so important to the organization and to them individually. Your executive leadership will really need great organization transformation coaches to prepare them for this type of change. I cannot stress this enough. As a result of this effort, your initiative will have a collective group of executives who are on the line to deliver the benefits associated to your digital transformation initiative. And now you have that executive commitment. You also have executives who have been prepared to message that value to the initiative, to their constituents, and through their spheres of influence, propagating the change to other areas of the organization, which then leads to a groundswell of excitement and engagement for your digital product throughout the organization. So what happens if you don't have this executive stakeholder engagement? Well, your initiative is, frankly speaking, in a world of hurt. You are basically working on a nice IT project that may or may not get implemented and will not move the needle on your strategic objectives set out for by your organization. Unfortunately, I've been on one of these types of initiatives, and believe me when I say this, they're not a lot of fun. The motivation to do real transformative work amongst the team, building the solution, just simply isn't there. The lack of engagement with the business is not there because they don't have the incentive from their leadership to participate. And what you come up with at the end of the day is a product that is most likely going to be delivered late, be over budget, and be a product that people may or may not even use. And if they do use it, they will employ their own workarounds to the system to do what they used to do during their old system, thereby defeating the purpose of the digital product that you had and all that value that you had hoped to achieve. We have built a robust organization transformation methodology, and it's built right into our Amigo platform. Within this methodology, we have a whole track dedicated to helping clients strategize, plan, deliver, and harvest genuine stakeholder engagement across all levels of your organization. I would love to tell you more about this, so why don't you click on the link below and schedule some time with me or one of my partners where we can share our thoughts on how you can achieve better engagement on your digital transformation efforts. Thanks for your time today, and please feel free to share this with your friends and your colleagues. And don't forget to turn into part 2 of this trilogy on engaging your workforce for your digital transformation effort. We'll talk to you soon.